What if the one place you've always called home suddenly became the battlefield where everyone you love turns into your biggest enemy? A town where every smile hides a secret, every handshake hides betrayal, and every love story comes with a painful price. This is Ransom Canyon Season 2. Just when everyone thought the storms were over, an even bigger one arrives. Old enemies return, new rivals step in, families begin tearing each other apart. And before this season ends, friendships are destroyed, hearts are broken, a baby is born, a family is split apart, and one decision changes the future of Ransom Canyon forever. 6 months have passed since the emotional ending of Season 1. Life in Ransom Canyon has moved on, but not everyone has. The beautiful Texas town looks peaceful from the outside. Rolling ranches, golden sunsets, cowboys riding across endless fields. Yet beneath that peaceful surface, everyone is carrying unfinished business. Some people are chasing love, others are fighting for family, and a few are quietly preparing for war. The first person we reunite with is Quinn O'Grady. After spending 6 months in New York working with the New York Philharmonic and trying to build a new life, she finally returns home. At first glance, coming back should feel comforting. After all, Ransom Canyon has always been the place where her heart belongs. Her beloved bar, Gracie's Dance Hall, her sister Angie, her closest friends, and of course, Staten Kirkland. But coming home isn't nearly as simple as Quinn imagined, because during those 6 months, life didn't stop. People changed, relationships changed, and now Quinn has to face everything she left behind. She walks back into Gracie's. The familiar music plays. Old friends welcome her. Everything looks exactly the same. Yet somehow, nothing feels the same anymore. Because home isn't just a place, it's the people inside it. And those people have changed. Across town, Staten Kirkland has been trying to keep the legendary Double K Ranch alive. For Staten, the ranch isn't simply land. It's family history. It's legacy. It's everything his grandfather built with his own hands. But after losing his wife, after losing his son, the ranch has become both his greatest responsibility and his greatest burden. Without family, the land feels empty. He's been surviving, not living. And when he hears Quinn is finally back, old feelings come rushing back. For 6 long months, he's replayed every mistake, every argument, every opportunity he let slip away. He realizes something important. He never stopped loving Quinn, not even for one day. And this time, he refuses to lose her again. But life in Ransom Canyon never makes things easy, because Quinn didn't return alone. Following her all the way from New York is a man named Oliver. Handsome, successful, confident. Unlike Staten, Oliver isn't weighed down by old memories. He sees Quinn exactly as she is today, not the girl he once knew, but the woman she's become. And unlike Staten, Oliver isn't afraid to tell Quinn exactly how he feels. Almost immediately, the love triangle begins. Staten watches from a distance. Every conversation between Quinn and Oliver makes him uncomfortable. Every smile, every laugh, feels like another chance slipping away. For the first time, Staten realizes he actually has competition, and that changes everything. While Staten struggles with love, another battle is quietly brewing. His father, Sam Kirkland, returns. And unlike previous seasons, Sam isn't interested in simply helping. He wants control, complete control. For years, Staten practically built Double K Ranch himself. He sacrificed everything. But now, his own father believes he knows better. The disagreement quickly becomes personal. Neither man is willing to compromise. Neither man is willing to admit they're wrong. Instead of standing together, father and son become rivals. And everyone working at the ranch is forced to choose sides. If Staten thought family problems were enough, the ongoing conflict between Double K Ranch and Fuller Ranch is still simmering beneath the surface. The fight over valuable land, property rights, and ownership never truly ended. It simply paused. Now, powerful people begin making new plans behind closed doors. Money, politics, and greed slowly enter the picture once again. Staten realizes protecting his ranch might become harder than ever. Meanwhile, another couple appears to be entering a happier chapter, Ellie and Yancy. After everything they survived in Season 1, they finally have something worth celebrating. Ellie is pregnant. The couple is preparing for a future together. For a brief moment, it feels like Yancy has finally escaped the mistakes of his past. He finally has a family, a home, a second chance. But Ransom Canyon has one cruel rule. Nobody gets to stay happy for very long. One unexpected visitor threatens everything. Her name is Sydney, and legally, she's still Yancy's wife. Long before Yancy arrived in Ransom Canyon, he lived a dangerous life filled with scams, crime, and bad decisions. Sydney was part of that life. Although the marriage meant little emotionally, it was never officially ended. Now she's back, and she isn't interested in giving Yancy his freedom. She wants money, property, power, or maybe she simply wants revenge. Whatever her real goal is, it's immediately clear. Sydney isn't leaving anytime soon. Ellie tries to stay calm, but anyone can see the fear growing inside her. Because it's no longer just about her. She's carrying their baby. Every threat against Yancy now becomes a threat against her family too. And Sydney enjoys watching that fear grow. Elsewhere, young love becomes just as complicated. Lauren, Lucas, and Kit. Last season, Lauren finally seemed certain about Lucas, but life has other plans. Kit slowly becomes impossible to ignore. He's reckless, broken, complicated. Yet somehow, Lauren understands him. The emotional tension between the three keeps growing. Every shared glance, every conversation, pushes them closer toward heartbreak. None of them realize one choice will eventually destroy the fragile balance between the brothers. Back at Gracie's, Quinn refuses to simply reopen her bar. She wants something bigger, much bigger. She dreams of putting Ransom Canyon on the map with a massive country music festival, not just for business, but for the entire town. She wants visitors, opportunity, new life, and maybe a brighter future for everyone. It's an ambitious idea. Some believe she's dreaming too big. Others believe she's exactly what Ransom Canyon needs. Just when Quinn begins finding her footing again, another unexpected visitor appears. Her mother, Claire. Their relationship has always been complicated. Claire has a habit of showing up, creating chaos, then disappearing again. This visit feels no different. She arrives smiling, acting like everything is normal, but Quinn knows better. Whenever Claire comes home, trouble usually follows. And this time, the trouble is bigger than anyone expects. Because Claire has her own secret plans. Plans that could completely change Quinn's future. As the first chapters of Season 2 unfold, the battle lines have already been drawn. Quinn is caught between two men. Staten is fighting both his father and his own regrets. Yancy's past refuses to stay buried. Lauren's heart is divided, and Claire's return threatens to reopen old family wounds. Everything seems manageable, for now. But no one realizes the real storm hasn't even arrived yet. Because in the next part, a shocking proposal, a dangerous attack, hidden betrayals, and one explosive confrontation will completely change the future of Ransom Canyon.
As Quinn settles back into life in Ransom Canyon, her feelings become more complicated than ever. Staten is determined to prove he has changed, but Oliver refuses to step aside. Unlike Staten, Oliver offers Quinn a future without the emotional baggage of the past. Caught between the man she's always loved and the man offering her a fresh start, Quinn struggles to decide where her heart truly belongs. Meanwhile, Staten faces an even bigger battle at the Double K Ranch. His father, Sam Kirkland, challenges his authority, believing he should be the one leading the family's legacy. Their disagreements become more personal, turning father and son into bitter rivals. The conflict spreads across the ranch as workers begin taking sides, threatening everything Staten has worked to protect. But the biggest danger comes from Yancy's past. Sydney refuses to leave town and starts manipulating everyone around her. She makes it clear she still has legal rights as Yancy's wife and intends to claim part of the Fuller Ranch. Ellie tries to stay strong, but Sydney's constant interference begins creating cracks in her relationship with Yancy. Then another surprise changes everything. Yancy's former partner Freddie returns with what seems like an unbelievable discovery. The fake oil survey they once used as part of a scam might actually be true. There could really be millions of dollars worth of oil hidden beneath Fuller Ranch. Yancy suddenly finds himself tempted by wealth and opportunity, but Ellie worries this new dream will drag him back into the dangerous life he promised to leave behind. At the same time, Quinn throws herself into organizing the No Place as Home music festival. The event becomes a symbol of hope for the entire town, bringing local businesses together and reminding everyone that Ransom Canyon is more than endless ranches and family feuds. But happiness never lasts long in this town. As the festival approaches, relationships continue to fall apart, secrets keep piling up, and no one realizes that one violent confrontation is about to change everything. Just when life seems to be moving forward, disaster strikes. Sydney confronts Ellie at home, and their heated argument quickly turns violent. In one shocking moment, Sydney pushes the pregnant Ellie off the porch. The fall sends Ellie into early labor. Rushed to the hospital, doctors fight to save both mother and baby. Thankfully, little Isabella is born safely, but the terrifying incident leaves Ellie emotionally shattered. She becomes convinced Sydney will never stop coming after her family. Yancy promises to protect them, but his own actions only make things worse. When Freddie reveals the oil discovery could actually be real, Yancy excitedly rushes to tell Ellie. Instead of celebrating, Ellie reaches her breaking point. Between Sydney, Freddie, the oil money, and Yancy's troubled past, she realizes she can no longer live surrounded by danger. In one heartbreaking scene, Ellie asks Yancy to leave. She tells him she wants to protect their daughter from the darkness that always seems to follow him. Devastated, Yancy walks away, gets into a fight with Officer Kai, and drives off alone into the snowy night, unsure if he'll ever see his family again. Elsewhere, another emotional story reaches its turning point. Lucas finally admits he slept with Ashley, destroying what little trust remained between him and Lauren. At the same time, Sheriff Dan offers Kit a fresh start with a ranching job in Wyoming. Believing he's the source of everyone's pain, Kit decides to leave town. Lauren races to stop him before it's too late. She catches him at the bus station, begs him not to go, and the two finally share a passionate kiss. But before viewers learn whether Kit actually boards the bus, the episode ends. Meanwhile, Quinn's music festival becomes an incredible success, bringing new hope and new investment opportunities to Ransom Canyon. Inspired by its success, Quinn decides to buy the abandoned Lone Star building and transform it into a music venue and hotel, proving she's finally ready to invest not only in her own future, but in the future of the entire town. Yet even as dreams begin coming true, one final decision between Quinn and Staten will determine whether love can finally conquer years of heartbreak.
As the final episode begins, every character is standing at a crossroads. Some are about to find happiness. Others are about to lose everything they fought so hard to protect. And before the credits roll, Ransom Canyon will never be the same again. We open inside the hospital. Ellie slowly regains consciousness after Sydney violently shoved her off the porch. The fall forced her into early labor, and for several terrifying hours, neither she nor the baby was guaranteed to survive. Yancy refuses to leave her side. For the first time in a long while, all his confidence disappears. He's terrified, not for himself, but for the family he's desperately trying to build. Thankfully, the doctors finally deliver some good news. Ellie survives, and despite arriving weeks earlier than expected, baby Isabella is healthy. For a brief moment, it feels like the nightmare is finally over. But emotionally, Ellie is broken. She can't stop replaying Sydney's attack in her mind. She becomes convinced that Sydney isn't finished with them. Now that she's a mother, every decision she makes revolves around one thing: keeping Isabella safe. While Ellie recovers, another storyline begins moving toward hope. Quinn receives incredible news. The No Place Like Home music festival has been an overwhelming success. The event brought more visitors than anyone expected. Gracie's earns record-breaking profits, local businesses thrive, and for the first time in years, people begin believing Ransom Canyon has a future beyond ranching. Mary Lou is thrilled. She immediately starts talking about making the festival even bigger next year. But there's one major problem. The town simply doesn't have enough hotels or venues to handle larger crowds. Instead of walking away with the profits, Quinn makes a bold decision. She chooses to invest every dollar back into her hometown. She buys the abandoned Lone Star building. Her vision is ambitious. She wants to transform it into a live music venue, restaurant, and boutique hotel. Not only will it create jobs, it could completely change Ransom Canyon's economy. For the first time, Quinn isn't just chasing her own dream. She's helping the entire town dream again. Meanwhile, Claire prepares to leave town. Her arrival caused tension, arguments, and painful memories.
But before she leaves, she decides to fix at least one mistake. She visits Staten. Claire tells him something simple. If he truly loves Quinn, he has to stop letting fear make his decisions. She's watched both of them spend years running from happiness. Enough is enough. Those words stay with Staten. Instead of chasing Quinn with another speech, he writes her a heartfelt letter. Inside the box he sends her is something deeply personal, a reminder of everything they've shared. He asks Quinn to meet him one last time, at the cabin that has always meant so much to both of them. At first, Quinn isn't sure what to do. She remembers every argument, every goodbye, every chance they wasted. But then, the audience is treated to a beautiful montage. We see Staten and Quinn as teenagers, their first meeting, their first dance, their happiest memories, their biggest heartbreaks. Every step of their journey flashes before her eyes. Suddenly, she realizes something. No matter how far she runs, no matter how many dreams she chases, her heart always leads her back to Staten. She drives to the cabin, slowly opens the door, and finds Staten sitting beside a crackling fireplace. For several seconds, neither of them speaks. Words aren't necessary anymore. Quinn walks toward him. Staten smiles, and the two finally embrace. After years of missed opportunities, they kiss. For longtime fans, it's one of the most satisfying moments of the entire series. The following morning, they wake up together. Staten quietly admits he's imagined waking up beside Quinn countless times. Quinn smiles and finally says the words he's waited years to hear. "You're my person." After everything they've endured, love finally wins. Unfortunately, not every relationship receives a happy ending. Yancy meets Freddie once again. Freddie reveals something unbelievable. The fake oil report they once used to scam people may actually be real. A second survey suggests there could truly be valuable oil beneath Fuller Ranch. The discovery could make them both millionaires. Yancy can't hide his excitement. Thinking this news could solve all their problems, he rushes home to tell Ellie. Instead, everything falls apart. Ellie has already reached her emotional limit. Between Sydney, Freddie, the constant danger, and Yancy's inability to escape his past, she no longer feels safe. Not for herself, not for Isabella. Through tears, she tells Yancy she loves him, but love isn't enough anymore. She asks him to leave. She says she has to protect their daughter from the darkness that always follows him. Yancy is devastated. As he walks away, Officer Kai tries calming him down. Instead, Yancy loses control. The two get into a physical fight before Yancy storms off into the snow. It's another reminder that no matter how hard he tries, his past still controls him. Across town, Kit reaches his own breaking point. Sheriff Dan believes Kit has become the source of too much pain. He offers him a fresh start, a ranching job in Wyoming. After thinking about everything that's happened, Kit accepts. He realizes staying in Ransom Canyon will only continue hurting Lucas and Lauren. Before leaving, he shares an emotional goodbye with Lucas. The brothers admit they've both made mistakes. Neither knows how to repair the damage, but both hope time can heal what's been broken. Later, Lauren learns Kit is leaving. She races to the bus station. Just before the bus departs, she reaches him. Out of breath, she begs him not to go. Kit says leaving is the only way everyone can move forward. Lauren refuses to leave him without knowing how she truly feels. She kisses him. The camera lingers. The bus waits. But before viewers see his decision, the episode cuts away. His future remains one of the biggest mysteries heading into Season 3. As night falls, everyone gathers for the most important meeting of the season, the Double K Ranch Board meeting. The future of one of the most iconic ranches in Texas hangs in the balance. Unexpectedly, Senator Sam Kirkland announces he's stepping aside. Instead of fighting Staten, he agrees to support his son as leader of Double K. Lucas also promises his loyalty. For the first time in a long while, Staten isn't fighting alone. Before entering the meeting, he finds Quinn waiting outside. He reaches into his pocket, places a small key into her hand. Quinn looks confused. Staten smiles. He tells her, "You sold your farm, so now you need somewhere to live." It's his way of asking her to move in with him. Without hesitation, Quinn smiles through tears and kisses him. The scene beautifully symbolizes not just love, but finally building a future together. Season 2 closes almost every major emotional storyline. Quinn finally chooses home. Staten finally chooses love over pride. Ellie chooses her daughter's safety over her relationship. Yancy loses the family he fought to build. Lucas begins taking responsibility for his actions. Kit's future remains uncertain. Yet beneath the hopeful ending, a new storm is quietly forming. The possible oil discovery beneath Fuller Ranch could reignite the land war. Sydney may not be gone forever, and although Staten appears to have won control of Double K, peace in Ransom Canyon never lasts long. Because in this town, every ending is simply the beginning of another fight. While this season focused more on emotional journeys than explosive action, it left fans with plenty of unanswered questions heading into a possible third season. Will Yancy redeem himself? Will Kit return? And can Staten and Quinn finally enjoy the peaceful life they've waited so long for? Or is another storm already on the horizon?